Mo, it's just as well you said that, because all I've done for the past 35 seconds is insult you. I'm really, really sorry that you missed all those terrible, terrible things I said about you. Good morning. And this is, I've been shoveling snow all morning. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Right. For those of you that know how this works, usually when I do a live, it's because I'm bone idle, too lazy to do a full-blown review. This time, it's not really. It's because I've done reviews for the Stubby already. I've done 2 reviews for the standard Stubby, the 21700 Stubby, and now this is for the Monarchy collaboration, which is great, but the bit that interests me and may interest you even more is the fact that it comes with a DNA60 board pre-installed, which is really good. I could, as always, there's chat on the go here. Hopefully there's hardly anybody watching. I will say hello. But we're just going to go for this. We're just going to go for this. As far as where you buy it from, I'm sure there's plenty of places. I think there was only 500. As always, chat can correct me if I'm wrong. I think there was 500 raw editions, and then there was 500 black editions. I have a black one here. There's a few places in the UK that have them. Sure, Vapor Bay UK might, but yeah, pricing and all that jazz, yeah, you can get into it. Now, one thing I will point out at the start, this comes with a DNA60 board pre-installed, but you should be able to buy the DNA60 board and retrofit it into your existing Stubby, unless I'm sadly mistaken. I'll show you that as we go along. Right, lights. I need lights. I need coffee. I have coffee. I have a pod to vape on while I'm doing. Well, shouldn't really do this in this video, but are you listening? Listen to this. Take the pod out. Watch this when I put the pod in.
0.6 ohm, 25 watts.
It speaks to me. 6PY2 Tuck. I've already checked resistances on it and it reads the same across all my borrow mods. There's no issue with resistance on this at all. If you're suffering from resistance, then I guarantee you that it's going to be down to your flush nut. But yeah, I've no issues with mine. Right. One thing I will say, we'll get this out the way at the start, is just show you this. This is what you're going to get when you buy it. That's the contents. The free gift for me was an Ether RBA, which I suspect you may get as well. There's all your specs there that you need to know about, and that'd be that. As far as the... Oh God, I've actually got it here. I brought it up. The Ether RBA comes with a 0.81, 1.52, 2.53, 3.54mm air pins. And I have already done a review for the Ether RBA, so I shall not be doing a build, even though I do my own coils. I will not be doing a build. So anyway, let's go for this. We don't need to see any of this. I need to be able to see chat. Where did chat go to? Okay, chat is no longer showing on my screen. Oh, there we go. Switch off live. Bear with me. Houston, we have a technical issue here, which should come as no great surprise for anybody. There we go, live chat. Right, now I can see everything that I need to see. Don't need that. Right. I can move this over here. Okay, so Ether RBA, which I have got juice in and I am already vaping away with. I've had this for a couple of days now. That's how long I have had this for. So yes, as I said, I've had a Stubby for a while. You will find one flush nut. You will find a little 510 adapter, because obviously you need this for the Ether RBA. It doesn't come with 510 threading on it. Boo! You will also find a manual and a little welcome cardie from Mr. Bogan himself. Now, I will say, this is a DNA60 board. It does not come pre-installed with the international firmware. So for those of you that, you know, you lock the mod, 5 clicks, lock the mod, hold the up and down button, and you get into boost mode, doesn't work out the box. You have to, in short, go onto the Evolve website, download the international eScribe version, plug this in to your eScribe. As soon as you plug it in, it'll come back and tell you there's an update, and then it will update your board so that you have Boost installed. So there you go, just something to be aware of. Right, one mod, let's get her out of here. Weights, sizes, all that stuff we're not covering because, well, you should know all that. And I've done reviews for all this. We'll take the door off the back here. I'll get all the stuff out. I just threw that in there. There's all your pins, and there be drip tips and spare O-rings, and yeah, all the good stuff in there. Right, door in the back. Now, this is the black one. Obviously, you have the raw one as well, and I can see that I've already put in the bung the wrong way around. Oh, sorry, I just threw this back together not 5 minutes ago. This door off, condensation going down the front there. Sorry, I have been vaping this with a 3.5mm air pin in it and giving it some beans. You're going to have the adapter in here, so you know you're going to run, you know, there's a snail tank that'll pop in there, but we'll use the ether for this one. We have Monarchy down the bottom. Once again, we have the adjustable contact here. This is an aluminium mod, be aware, and pop that back in. If you have any issues, you can adjust the contact. A lot of this you know, because the Stubby's been around for so long. I don't want to just go over old ground as such. Monarchy up the top, or Munch. I think that might be Munch or Monarchy. I don't know. These Polish people, they're very strange. I am joking. That's sarcasm. Battery door. I'm not a huge fan. I'll be honest. I mean, this is, and a lot of what I'm going to say here is it's personal taste. I'm not a fan of the exposed battery. It's one thing I wish it didn't have, was an exposed battery, but it does. We've got the Monarchy cutouts here and here, and obviously we have a panel here for the DNA60 board, which is obviously going to be different to the panel for your regular Stubby. Now, one thing I do like is the fact that, see when they've cut out the crowns here, these are actually chamfered. There's no sharp edges on the crown here at all, which when you're holding this is quite a good thing. And it seems to be the same for the exposed battery. I will say, however, that it's for strangely, the edge on here is not. I found that really weird. I notice it when I'm holding it in my hand. You know, if I hold it in left-handed and try firing that way, I do find this a little bit on the sharper side, whereas all this and this and this is all no sharp edges. It doesn't really, it's just one of these things that's worth mentioning, and just, you might not have an issue with it and it might not bother you, but it's just part of the job. It's just part of the job. But right, what do we want to do? Do you want to have a look inside? Shall we have a look inside? I should really give you a look inside. Let's see if I can find the proper tools for the job. What am I using here? T5 on here, and you can talk amongst yourselves while I attempt to break something here. I've done this once already. I didn't break it. It still worked after I did it. So I've got to tip my hat. I mean, this is one thing that I've liked about the Stubby since the start, is that the boards are kind of like hot swappable type thing. You know, there's no soldering involved that you have to worry about or anything like that. So now if you've got a standard Stubby and you want to upgrade it to a DNA60, you can buy it, and the board comes pre-installed on their own carrier system, and there we go. That's your DNA60 board in there. We'll keep going. Oh, the buttons have stayed stuck on today. That's good. You've got to undo these little gold contacts here. 1 and 2, yeah, and a third one up the top here. Come on, fall out, because I know you'll fall out when I least expect it, and you'll end up on the shed floor and it'll be lost forever. We're going to need a small, tiny little Phillips screwdriver here. I should have one somewhere filed under small Phillips screwdriver. Yeah, there we go. Be very careful with these. Please, see when you're putting this back together with these little Phillips screws, don't over tighten them. They're tiny, and if you're not using a proper jeweler's screwdriver, or you could end up rounding these, stripping them. So please be very careful with that. But so let's just say, and we don't know if they're going to do this, but it'd be interesting if they did. Down the line, they might come out with a Dicodes version. You never know. Oh, and I've got to, don't forget to take this out, because that's plugged into the USB there, so that'll stop it coming out as well. Almost dropped that. Am I missing one? I'm still missing one. I'd just like to say it's also shockproof, because that's about the 4th time I've done that. It's just dropped the whole thing. So there we go. One DNA60 screen, the board, and it's got its own little piggyback in the back. Yeah, it's all done really, really well. Sorry, I should say that's the DNA60 board there. The big long one is not. But yeah, it's quite smart what they've done. You can strip it down further. Obviously, you can take out the battery contact here, and you can go on and go for gold. But that's it. That's how easy it is. So I can't remember, are these, if you have the old, just with their proprietary chip or board, you can go and buy this for, what is it, £80 I think it is, and then just whap it into your Stubby and convert it into a DNA60. Job done. Right, so with any luck, we'll put this back together and it will still work. I've been getting away with it so far. I really shouldn't have done this in a live, because there's nothing more boring than watching a man screw screws into a mod. The only exciting part about this is hoping that it doesn't work when it goes back together. I know what you're like. I know what you're like. So how many people actually have one of these already, and what's the verdict? I would like to know what you think. 3 screws. There we go. Once again, I apologise. I am not concentrating on chat, so I can't see what you're saying right this second. Oh, don't start on me. Don't start on me. It's starting on me. Oh, I just had to do it just now, didn't you? You had to do it right now. There we go. Don't break it, don't break it. I'm not breaking it. Sorry if you heard anything there. That was just the missus was giving me a WhatsApp call. Obviously she's expecting me to go in and do something. Right, we're almost there. I didn't put this in upside down. No, I haven't put it in upside down. I've just, yeah. Anyway, here we go. Don't forget, button. The button does have a little bit of sticky tape on it. And do you know, I don't know if, hang on a second. Do I have, this is something I've not, have I checked this? No, it doesn't look, no, it's not. Sorry, I just wanted to try a billet box button for a second there and see if it was the same. Because, yeah, these are the things that people tend to ask you. Right, let's just pop this back on there. That's back, that's back. Hold the board down. Check your clicky's working fine. Everything's good there. And then we'll get this back together and that'll be us. We can get moving on with this. Right. Do you know one thing that I'm curious about is people that own Stubbies. Have you upgraded to the DNA60 board? If you have, why? If you haven't, why not? Don't get me wrong, I love my DNA60 boards, but I personally didn't have any issues with the board itself that comes as standard. I know some people did. But there we go. Right, we're back together. Let's do a thing. Let's find a battery. And once again, I can't tell you how much I dislike the exposed battery. But we'll pop this in here. There we go. I know I know a lot of people are into the exposed battery thing. It's a personal preference thing at the end of the day, but it's just not my bag, as the kids say. And what was I using? I was using oh, there it is, hybrid drip tip, which is oh my god, don't look at it. There may or may not be some lip gunk on this. And Evolved DNA60. And that's us, all back together. I did say with my when I did this video a couple of days ago with my patrons, I'm not a fan of the gap here. I get that it's kind of airflow. I mean, that's one thing that I missed when I originally looked at it, and I was bumping my gums about not liking this. But that is actually airflow that's going in there. So yes, I'm just as usual moaning about nothing. But also, if I remember right, yeah, you got air coming out down here as well, down the door, and that is it for the up and closey stuff. Right, let's let's have a look at chat here. Okay. Quality tools, yes, quality tools, Tor, are very, very important. For people with resistance issues, make sure the gold screws are nipped up. Yes, Paul, that's a very valid point. Mo, once again, seems to have his caps lock key stuck on. £78. I've not broken, don't break it. Woohoo, check atomizer. There was no check atomizer. Rob, if the DNA board had been available, he would have bought it. Paul's waiting on Mr. Pelosi. Oh, you'll be waiting forever. You'll be waiting forever for that man. The clicking is fine as it stops. The scratches though, not for £80. Don't understand what you're saying there, my friend. Nicky Drinks. The clicking is fine as it stops. The scratches though not for £80. I'm not sure what you mean by that. The original front panels fit. Do they? Do they? I thought they didn't. I don't have another Stubby to check. Being completely honest, I was under the impression that they didn't. That's another thing that I'm not a fan of. I'm on grumpy mode here. Can somebody please confirm? I'm sure the front panel's different. But I'll eat humble pie if I have to. Yeah, I wish the crowns came right across here. I really do wish they came across. Oh, sorry, Nikki, are you talking about this panel? Front panel. Sorry, I may have picked you up wrong there. I apologise. I should really stick this thing back in, but I always put it in the wrong way around because I'm an idiot. Oh, got it right this time. No, I didn't. I got it wrong this time. God damn it. I didn't have an anal probe. There we go. That's the right one. Yeah, Nikki, I think it was just I just picked you up wrong there. Sorry, that was more my fault than your fault. The front panel and the battery door are the same. Thank you. Thank you. You can't use a screen door panel with a DNA board. It replaces the whole section. Thank you, Rob, for clarifying that. Hi, somebody. Chance to see it with DNA60 colour. The new DNA60C that's coming down the line. I don't know. The thing is, at the end of the day, listen, they've got their carrier system. Depending on the size of the DNA60C, which I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to start guessing on all the rest of it. If it's the exact same size, I think it's yeah. There's no reason why not, but it's whether or not they want to invest the money in developing a new carrier system for it. Your guess is as good as mine. I better have a vape, eh? Or you won't believe me. Yes. So, short and sweet version at the end of the day for me, it's a Stubby. That's a good thing. Stubby is one of my favourite borrow mods from last year. I've said as much many times. I think it's an excellent mod. Do I like it more with the DNA60 in it? For me personally, no. Personally, I adjust to taste. If you are somebody that may have had issues with the original board and prefer using a DNA60 board, then I can see the appeal and I can understand why you would go for it. Am I a fan of the Monarchy collab and all the rest of it? It's not for me. But I will say it's a lot nicer in the hand than it is in the photos. I thought it looked shit in the photos. I really did. And actually, when I looked at the thumbnail, when I was doing the thumbnail for this video, I still think it looks shit. But it looks a lot better in the hand, which is weird. Yeah, so that's it. Nikki, I covered that at the start. It does not come with the boost mode. You have to download the international eScribe, install it in your PC or your Mac, connect this up, and then it'll just tell you straight away that you have an update. And that's it. It takes 2 seconds. Ether RBA waits for dry hit. I don't get dry hits in my ether. Never have. Never did. But then again, I mean, what am I vaping this? I think this is a 0.36 ohm. Yeah, but then I tend to vape that between 26 and 32 watts, depending on the age of the coil. I'm not a... I don't vape at 40 watts with a borrow mod, unless it's one of the RBAs that's has really massive wicking ports on it, like the Nutsu or the NTSU, something like that. That's... Right. I think if nobody has any questions, that's all I've got for you. When I edit this video, or not edit it, but I'll stick links to the Ether RBA. I'll also stick a link to Bogan's own presentation video, and yeah, just leave it at that. There's nothing much else I can tell you, because obviously you've seen the Stubby many times. Can anybody tell me what's the price difference between this? 170, I'm sure it was 170. I saw this on Suicide Mod's own website for 170 for DNA60 mod. That's not bad. Do I wish it came with the OG Stubby tank? Yes, I do. I love the Stubby tank. It's RDTA. It's, for me, I think it's brilliant. And I personally would rather have had that with it than just the Ether. We must be getting to the end of the video because the insults have started. You can't talk about my hair. That's unkind and is not related to the video, and I'm deeply offended. And do you really think it's about time I dyed it? Because it is getting a bit white. I can see. I'll get it done for Christmas, just for you, Paul. Just for you, my friend. Suicide Mods charge $2.15. I beg to differ. I am almost positive that I was on there not... No, it's 180. 180 on the Suicide Mods website. I'm looking at it right now, this very second. You can't really argue with that. Can we see it next to the Titanic? No, you can't. We're not doing Titanic size references. When you get to checkout, the add-on taxes. Oh, is that price not including VAT? Add to cart. Checkout. Sneaky. Oh, so that's not including VAT, that price. Do you know, Destroy? I humbly apologise. I humbly apologise. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Who else? Right. Hang on. We're going to hunting here. We're going to hunting. See, Vapor Bay were doing it for 180, but they're out of stock now. God damn you, Vapor Bay UK. And I think Evolution Vaping, they're out of stock as well, I'm pretty sure, because once again there was only 500 of each colour made. So, or not colour. One was raw and one was one's obviously painted. So, about next to the Pyramid. No, because the last time I did a size reference with the Pyramid, I actually ended up marking the mod and making a mess. But, right, I'm going to go because, yeah, I kind of Paul, I agree with you. 170, 180 pound. I'm not getting into pricing. That's not my thing. I don't get into pricing. It's the value of it is up to you at the end of the day, whether or not you want to go with it. But if you've got an old Stubby, you can buy the board, or I think you can buy the board. I've not checked to see if you can buy the board, so I'm just guessing you can. Yeah, we sold out. People snapped them up on Black Friday, so got it even cheaper. Of course, you had your discount code. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you as always for watching. Thank you to Mr. Harrison for sending this on. If you're at all interested, you can go and track one down. And as always, have a superb weekend. And thank you for sharing your time with me. Until